Okay, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of The Men's Corner. Of course, you all know The Men's Corner is brought to you by The Men's Corner on Facebook, Instagram, as well as YouTube, The Men's Corner DMB. We're powered by DJ Glam and produced by BeeSting Media. Site sponsored by Reality-Based Training Group located at 8181 Professional Place in Hyattsville, Maryland. 240-714-3813 is the number for reality-based training. You can contact CEO and principal there, Mike Brown. Today, hey man, you know, we it seems like we kind of back live to doing exactly what the Men's Corner do, where men talk real, relevant emotions about life. And tonight's going to be nothing short of amazing because we have a phenomenal person here with us today. And I'm going to let my man Apple Scrapple 6 bring them on there, y'all. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the show.
Appreciate all the love and support, people. First, I got to give a shout out to Loretta Miles, one of our #1 fan. She stays in the pocket with us. Yeah, good evening.
That's my mom. That's
right. That's Faheem Mama. She said hello to everybody. Faheem, Lovail, and myself. Hi, Mama. So we got to get that in there first. Man, now we about to jump in this thing real quick because an hour ain't enough time for this brother. I've been knowing this man for a long time.
Yeah.
Some of the stories can't be told.
Yeah. We're gonna dig it a little bit. We ain't gonna dig it too much though. Y'all get a little piece though, cause y'all gotta see this story. It's amazing, and it should be put in a book form. So man, tell the people a little bit about yourself, man, about what you got going on here, man.
Man, I'm Dr. Lovail Long, newly Dr. Lovail Long, a returned citizen, a DC native. And I'd like to tell everyone I'm just like every guy that's from DC. We all had the same traits. We like the same socks and shoes and the same haircut. So just treat me the same. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a guy that have kids and I walk with God now. And I can say I've been blessed by the devil and God.
Oh man.
So we can get deep with it, but I've been blessed by both of them.
We're gonna get deep because so we're gonna travel down before we get into these amazing things he got going on, because we got to go down to see where he came from. Right. Let's talk about back in that car fetish days, man.
Yeah.
That's the thing, car fetish.
Yeah, man. I always had a way with words and names. I don't speak well, but I do. My brain, it comes up with good concepts. So I started a company called Car Fetish. When you're young, you had a fetish for certain things, and then was my drug dealing days, and I was trying to clean my money up. Didn't really need the business, but I needed to look like I was a businessman. And we went over there in Suitland, Maryland, and had a lot of fun, and we detailed a couple cars, and we played a whole lot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So, man, the car fetish days, right? So. I met you through that car fetish days with the flies, and you was advertising real heavy back then.
Right.
And to be this Washingtonian, right? And to come from there to where you are now, like, let's talk about that grind from car fetish, and don't take them all the way down, but just halfway them people real quick.
Yeah. So. I started hustling probably like about 85, me 84, and I started hustling for food. Was hungry. Everybody in my building was hungry, and basically my uncle showed me a piece of cocaine and said you can make $20 out of this, and I was like, man, I was standing on the corner at the grocery store and help women with their groceries for $20 a day. So I was actually hustling groceries and newspaper. I used to take a quarter and put it in a newspaper slide. You know, back in the day, you could put a quarter in suit and grab. And I grab all of them. Yeah. And I go around. Everybody thought I was the paper boy. So I would average $20 a day. So when my uncle came to me and said, "Hey, you know, you can make this for $20," you know, and me being a kid that comes from poverty and not trusting men, because I never had a father really, I was raised by a man, but I really never had a father.
Right.
My biological father. So didn't trust men. And he showed me, and I sold my first rock to a white guy. And he actually put $20 in my hand. And then I asked him, I said, how can I get more? And my cousins, my uncle, he was selfish. So all the time he was getting it from Fat Cheese and them over there with Rafe and them. Mm-hmm. But he would never take me.
Right.
He would come bring back the 25, working jump. But then once I found out it was he was charging me 50 for the 25. That's why these youngers don't trust these old dudes. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get mad.
They put a whole lot in the game.
Put a whole lot of game. Old dudes always got to put a whole lot in the game. So it started like that. And one day before school, you know, I used to read up on Fridays. I had turned that, my wife said I can't hear you.
Yeah, you got to talk up.
Oh, okay. So, one day, you know, I had graduated from that $25 with $50 to a pack. So I started giving him $500 for 10 of them things. So one day, I just had a feeling, go on your tuition too, young man out here. I had a tuition of God give you a feeling. Allah give you that feeling like something's not right.
Right.
I followed him. He didn't know I followed him. I followed him from school. I followed him. And it landed me on Orleans. I followed him the whole way he went up into the alley. And I was a daredevil. So that next week, I did exactly what I saw him do. I copied him, walked straight in the alley, ran into a guy, said, I know y'all know me, but do y'all know this guy? I'm the guy that's buying this. I'm out Maryland. And that's when the dude was like, yeah, them your people? I said, yeah. I said, man, how much your pack? Cause I had $500. I gave him the $500. He gave me 2 packs. I said,
jackpot.
I said, oh. I asked the brother his name. He said, man, I'm Fat Cheese. I said, so I get 2 packs like these, $25.
Right.
I was like, oh no. I went straight home and then approached my uncle. I said, you dead. You dead.
So you told me he was dead, huh?
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
And I took over the neighborhood, and that's how I started my hustle. And I used to stay out there all day, all night, went to school, and didn't do no clubs, no Saturdays.
But I understand he said he went to school.
Yeah, I graduated. I went to school.
He went to school. Now, let's get out of the D-boy day. And how did you transform that D-boy day? Now let's go through all these accomplishments that we put on this fly.
Well, actually, I started with my mom. My mom's was she's a recovering addict, and I wanted to make her proud and get her out of that situation. And at the time, my mother cooked very well. So I had got introduced to North Carolina by way of my grandmother passing away. So I went down to South probably about 87. And I started learning the value of what we was doing up here. You could make way more money down there. So I hooked up my country cousins, and we started doing things down here. I'm doing stuff up here. And my mom was still suffering from using heroin and crack. So she speedballing the whole way. So I know she loved cooking. So actually my entrepreneur skill started from pain, because I knew she started cooking. I bought a restaurant down there, called it Mom and Sons by North Carolina Central. And once I done that, I didn't know what I was doing, but I made so many mistakes that I was learning with my mistakes.
Right.
And I got turned on. I started loving entrepreneurship. I found out I wasn't in love with drug dealing. I was in love with seeing things grow. Wow. And I was in love with entrepreneurship. And then once I got my mother down there, she was so proud of me and looking at me as I was a man. Like, she was telling me things I was doing that she didn't see no man that she was dealing with. Not even her own father do it. So once she gave me that encouragement, and North Carolina Central freshmen and sophomores and juniors and seniors, man, I knew that was the ticket for me. I knew I was a hard worker. I knew I thought different, and I loved what I was doing. It doesn't matter. If it got an EIN number, I love it.
No.
What's the EIN number? Because some people may not know with that EIN number mean?
I can't even bring. Well, what is it?
Employee identification number. That's that number you go through, and you go through you get incorporated and all that type of stuff. That says that you can employ some people, huh?
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I found out I love anything with an EIN number.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter. It didn't matter if I had to sweep a carpet and be a janitor. If I had that EIN number, I wanted to do it.
That's big, man. I mean, you know, when you talk about, you say, look, I was in love with seeing things grow.
Yeah.
I realized that it wasn't the drugs. It was really just seeing things manifest from a little, like you said, $20, a $20 to man, look at, I'm going down here and put this business together for mom.
Yeah, I swear it went from $20 till I made $1,000. Then I made $10,000. I went from $10,000 to $50,000, and then I went to $100,000. And then I think I sold my first. Well, me and my girl. I think I counted my first million at what, 18?
Yeah.
At 18, my million. I was making the plug. I was making him $5-6 million.
No question.
I was making him. It had got to a point with me with the money, I didn't even know where to hide it at.
Yeah.
And then you gotta understand, I wasn't even dealing with DC. I was dealing with a little corner of DC and dealing with North Carolina. I didn't even employ more than 8 people. And I was a millionaire. So I never was into the crowd thing.
Right.
Because when I studied the game, I always saw that if you incorporated that murder with that, you going away. Mm-hmm. So I stayed away. I said, hold on, I'm not going to jail. Mm-hmm. So things grow rapidly for me because I stayed with the hustle.
So you hustled your way to the MGM.
Yep.
And I remember the video also. Well, I thought you hit the Powerball when y'all walked out and y'all saw the information on the side of the building.
Man, that is still emotion for me. I might break down and cry now.
Don't worry, we cry here.
I'm just gonna be real. Yeah, I'm gonna be real,
hey.
Bro. The stuff I went through in prison, you know, it was my first time being incarcerated. Mm-hmm. So I always been an uppity dude, like, you know me.
Yes, sir.
Like a lot of people don't want to believe it, but I had it. Mm-hmm. I had it. I was a power.
Right.
Some guys talk about this game, but they don't even recognize who they talking to. Mm-hmm. Like, and I'm gonna say here, you know, I made way more money than Rafus. Mm-hmm. You can remember, I was in the game for 30 years straight, with no hiccups.
Yeah.
Stop playing with me. At the end of the day, I was in prison. I was in prison with guys from Georgia, and I told my guys that be incarcerated in federal prison. I didn't have that luxury because federal prison is luxury with your homeboys in DC. I was in a state penitentiary.
Right.
3 dudes from DC, 3,000 other inmates. So that was rough.
Yeah.
So we used to tell these stories. I was called a liar from day one, and then till I got my pictures in from prison.
Right.
Once people saw my pictures, I think the whole 6-something years, and Salahuddin will attest to this, nobody came on that compound, even the Migo brother, didn't have better pictures than I did. My wife started flooding those pictures in, and they couldn't believe it. So they started believing with the pictures.
Right, yeah.
And then the Migos up here in DC, and I hooked Big G and the Migos up. Like, Migos brother was locked up with me, and I knew Big G.
Yeah.
So I was like, and then once that happened and people started, I had a guy from Uptown named Irk that was locked up down there, and I had Salahuddin. But Irk was an Uptown dude. So once Irk started saying, Irk called back. This is true story. Irk talked to Genghis. When he talked to Genghis, I don't even know who Irk is. Genghis said, you see that guy right there you with? You better protect him. At all costs. If something happened with him, it better happen with you.
Right.
Slim was like, I got you. So I was like, wow. I'm like, Genghis got pulled down here. Man. I was like, okay, I'm glad he talked to Genghis. It's rough down this jump, but so many people doubted me and Salahuddin. Salahuddin was already writing gangster books in prison. And he had the whole prison buzzing with his gangster books. And
because he's writing off of experience, or
he just got experience and imagination.
Experience
all the
and
stories
imagination.
that he heard.
Right. Okay.
So,
well, shit, he had you. I'm sorry, but he had you as a personal officer.
Yeah.
It wasn't like too far fetched.
See, the funny thing, I would never talk to him about that.
Oh wow.
We never talked about my past because I don't really I don't see the point into talking about the past, because I see a lot of people talk about the past and people don't care about what you did in the past. Right?
Yeah.
And when I'm talking to him, I'm noticing the book stuff, but he brings it to me one day and I said, I don't want to read that. I read like 2 lines. I said, man, let's write about something that we haven't experienced. He was like, what? I said, man, I don't want to read that garbage. I lived it. I said, that ain't what we want to take home to.
Right.
That ain't gonna do never get our head knocked off or back locked up. And I'm not coming back here. I'm not having a rough time. I don't know. I got whooped and everything down Georgia. You know what I'm saying? We're talking. Everybody is strong when I came on, I did this, I did that.
The top one you just got finished doing.
I didn't have that experience. I didn't have that experience, cuz. Randall right there. The first dude looked like Randall.
Yeah.
That's what he tell me. He tell me, this ain't your bed. I got the bottom bunk. The chief said bottom bunk.
Yeah.
He said, this ain't your bed. I said, cuz, this my bed.
Yeah.
This is not what I said. I said, we ain't gonna start there. I'm from DC.
Right.
I said, look here, what you need to do. Yeah, nigga like Brandon. I said, I'm from DC. I said, you can get your ass up. That's what you can do, country nigga. What the hell I said? Man, y'all stop it. We ain't gonna tell y'all. Y'all ain't gonna get on here and take that my view. Everybody looking at me crazy.
That's real talk. That's real talk.
All thing I heard was the door closed. I looked back with nobody there. Right? I said, that's right, these country niggas gonna respect. They know what DC about. Man, that door opened back up. It was about 6 of them.
Oh my God, man.
I turned around and said, what's going on? They said, look, we're gonna tell you something, homie. You had a bed, then you gonna get your ass up out of here.
Oh wow.
I said, no, I'm not. Before I know that, a knife was pulled out.
Oh my God.
I got hit about 12 times.
Seriously?
I got about that. I said, I gotta go.
Oh, you talking about
I ain't get hit with the knife. Cause they hit me a little bit. I came on that Joe Stomach. Stuff came out. I said, oh, whoa. But I still didn't learn right then and there, because I was like, okay, it was a couple dudes that did that. Went back to the next one. This happened all in a week. Messing with the phone.
So basically, you're trying to you have to establish. I'm not gonna go for nothing. If you're gonna come, you're gonna come anyway.
Yeah.
This is the norm. But you was going over the. I'm from DC, man.
Yeah. It happened again. And then they took my food. I got beat real bad. And I look like Martin with them lumps on his head. Yeah, I must have angels, because when they came and got me, I went in the infirmary for like Friday. So it's not a 24-hour joint, so you got to stay in infirmary till the doctor come Monday. And when I saw how I looked, I didn't feel the pain. I didn't hit the ground or nothing. So when I saw the thing, I was like, wow. I really was upset. Then I was like, whoa. And then, it came over. It's like, if you don't slow down, you're gonna die in here. Because they was giving me warning, like, you should never call us. The worst thing you do, if anybody get locked in the state penitentiary outside of Washington, D.C., do not call country niggas. It's not gonna work for you.
That's a level of disrespect.
Of
that's a high level of disrespect.
And then, to be honest, a man is just a man. That's what I learned. No matter where you from, is where you at.
And that drove me back to like your accomplishments now, man. I seen it just sitting in the parking lot of Car Fetish.
Right.
Like you had so much control over the guys that were around you.
Yeah. Love.
I'm like, man, what this little fat dude, man? Because he was way bigger than this. So he lost weight, right? And man, to see, like you walk in by the MGM, and I would have never in a million years right now would have ever thought a black promoter would have been promoting anything in that building.
And let me
that was tough, especially when you look at the level of thought that they was trying to push at the MGM.
Yeah.
This class type of thing, you know, it was based off of that. But, you know, and then you went in there, not just going in there with one of the top-notch entertainers and all that type of stuff. Man, you went in there with around the waist, stay with our music, go music, and let them talk a little bit about it. How was that experience in terms of like negotiating? How did you get them to say, yeah,
okay,
we're gonna rock with that?
This is how it happened, man, because a lot of people don't know the hustle. Maryland said no.
The state,
MGM, Maryland, no. The guy Dave at the MGM said no.
Okay.
This will not win. No. We took it a step further and went to Vegas. And we ran down the guys in Vegas. They gave us the go. We told them that this music is a staple. We're doing the go-go version of the Wizard of Oz. Mm-hmm. We thought that it would be big because you have the white version, you have the black version. Now we're giving you a culture of the version.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And the white guy, the thing about it is, the white guy caught on it quick.
When
my own people told me no, the white guy caught on so quick, he made one call.
Yeah.
The MGM said, I want this show here. And we get a call back saying, we got the show. Wow. So at this point, I've been running around DC. Nobody want to help me. Everybody's closing the door on me. And see, what's funniest now is, you got to understand, I'm looking at everybody that closed the door on me now, and I'm getting a different reaction.
Oh, without question.
And that's why I try to tell people don't give up.
Yeah.
But once he called here, you would think that would be the happiest time of my life. That's when everything got crazy. Mm-hmm. If you look at the Giz, you didn't see the big faces in the Giz.
No.
That should have been in the Giz. True story, you didn't see them. Everything changed once we said the MGM. At first, I guess we would have did it at the high school, it would have been good. But once we said the MGM, everything switched. And people don't understand the business side of the MGM. They didn't give us no break on that price.
No. Oh, hell no.
They did say, we'll help you guys get in there. Right. Like we didn't have to pay the normal that everybody paid.
Right.
And then what they learned, what people don't understand, we was the first stage play in the MGM as far as any culture. Mm-hmm. Nobody have never cracked the MGM. Lovail Long, Vernon Williams, DC Black Broadway was the first to step into MGM. Any MGM, not just hit any MGM.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So they learned from us as much as we learned from them, because right after that, they had Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry came after us. I'm giving you all facts. Tyler Perry came after us. So we learned a whole lot at the MGM. They learned a whole lot. My city, man, we rough on each other.
Oh my God, I was listening to the comments.
We rough. And
everybody had a problem with everything.
And I want to say this. We had a girl from Baltimore, Maryland that paid Dorothy. Got it. Mm-hmm. You know they're supposed to be a woman from DC. Mm-hmm. Go. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go into it. But what I showed people was, if you close the door on me, I'm going to open another one. It's perfect. We sold out.
Yes, sir.
We sold out.
So was that the players or the people who you had initially touted to go and be a part of this piece, did they pull out?
Yeah, all of them pulled out.
But what was the justification? Because you would think, look, I want to be a part of that.
No,
scene there.
Nobody gave me no apparent reason why they pulled out.
Okay, let me give it.
Everybody pulled out.
Let me give it. Let me give it from this perspective, because I don't know it. But let me just give it from this perspective. Like you said, we hard on each other about a lot of dumb stuff.
Right.
We look at, okay, MGM, this and that and the third. These people must got some bread somewhere. They can just pay me. I can get paid.
Right.
But wait a minute, Chad. You really ain't done that much to be paid. This is an opportunity to open the door not only for this piece here, DC Black Broadway, but this is an opportunity to open the door for a lot of other smaller acts to come through and just be a part of one big production.
Right.
Let's get in the door together. But when you ain't giving nobody money, when I'm talking about money, you know how people get, look here, how much he get.
Right.
What you paying him? What you paying her? I'm more talented. So it becomes a lot of gameplay with that piece, man. It's just like in the entertainment, in the film industry too. People do a lot of stuff. We can't get nobody to really want to help and push you when you're trying to make moves. It's, oh man, yeah, I'll wait till they come out, then I'll have something crazy to say. But there was over, what was it, 3,600 people?
3,100 people.
3,100 people that showed up and supported that piece. So, and I'm not sure that all of them was from DC.
I'm mistaken.
I'm gonna tell you, they wasn't all from DC.
That's
so listen to this. Some of them was from a juvenile facility that was detained.
Wow.
Yeah.
And guess what? And they paid
they paid
money to come.
So what's
he know for a fact. I picked up a big check. I went down to a building.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So what's annoying to me, because the people that say they'd do it outside of him wouldn't support him. However, a government agency, I'm gonna tell you, and this is why I bring this brother on, because some of y'all know of him. I know him, right?
Right.
A government agency didn't call him or nothing. They asked him how much was the seats.
That's all.
That's it.
That was it.
And I told, they didn't buy seats.
They bought sections.
They bought a whole suite, 2 suites. I'm talking about the check was so big. I said, I didn't know if I was supposed to call my man in there. How we going down here? I said, man, I walked up.
Yeah.
I walked up to the big guy. I don't know who the big guy office is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Deep voice.
Deep voice. I don't
deep
know.
voice.
But I know they cut a check, and one of the biggest check I seen legally
Yeah.
since I've been home.
Yeah.
And that let me know then. I said, oh, it's about to be a problem.
Yeah.
But let's don't get this mistaken. I had to pay bills. The MGM did not take a break on me. And I was coming home from prison, didn't have no money, and my wife was supporting me. I say that clearly, my wife was supporting me, man. I didn't have no money. So with certain agencies, investors coming on, they was like, once I announced the MGM, people was like, from not around me, say, let me help you, brother. This is, and that video y'all talking about, that video started getting me investors.
Yes, sir.
Because they saw the raw emotions of me and this kid. And the biggest thing everybody talk about is, man, when me and Salahuddin hugged at the end. They never seen 2 men hug like that.
Yeah.
And they don't understand. I met this young kid who was like 23 years old. In Georgia. That's when I met him. And he was banging.
Yeah.
He was banging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's big.
We're gonna take a quick break, man, but I'm gonna throw some of these players out, man. You got what's her name? Jeanette James Wright. She said, I'm so proud of Dr. Lovail Long.
Yes,
thank you.
And shout out, matter of fact, man, shout out to the missus, man, because again, the support of a black woman standing behind a man that got a vision. You know what I'm saying? And say, look, baby, I know it's gonna cost us a little bit.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some sleepless nights. We're gonna cry some crocodile tears.
Yeah.
But if we stay the course, this thing gonna blow up. And she held on to that vision with you, man. And that's powerful, you know.
Yeah.
So shout out to her for doing that, man. Yes,
she's on here, Angelique Long, my mother's on here.
We're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna come out, because I tell you, an hour ain't enough.
No, it's not. We're coming right back. So don't go nowhere. Don't go get no tea, no lemonade, no nothing. Don't even go to the bathroom. We'll be right back in 45 seconds.
Bright as a star.
10 steps ahead, man. I love what I do.
Well, we get ready. Come on back to us, the Men's Corner. We're thanking you, of course. We right here with the incomparable Dr. Lovail Long. He's taking us on this awesome journey, as they would say, my man would say, from the bean to the giz. Yes, indeed, baby. And he's been doing some marvelous things. And so we're gonna get right back into it, man. You know, awesome piece. So talk to what else? We know the issues, some of the issues that you had with getting the giz off the ground.
Right.
Okay. Now, after the success of the giz,
right,
where did your mindset go from there? The hell with the people, the naysayers, and all that. We don't care about that.
I'm gonna keep,
but where did your mindset go from there?
I'm gonna keep it real. Right after the giz, the day after, I walked and I cried. I walked all the monuments. Shout out to Lisa over there. We walk monuments every day. That's how I lost this weight. So
that Lisa Bell.
Yeah, Lisa Bell.
Lisa Bell, your other partner over there, producing all that stuff extraordinary. Yes, indeed.
So we walked the monuments. I walked the monuments the next day, and I just cried. I let it all out because I was so hurt and so happy at the same time. Mm-hmm. And then that's when the fun began, because I ain't gonna even say fun, but once that happened with the success, that started turn apart the people inside of DC Black Broadway. Oh. When that fame came, that's the worst thing to a team. Yeah. Because everybody got a feeling of it, and then, you know, when you are successful with me, I keep on chasing success. So I'm not happy with just one project, or because we had already sold out before the giz. Yeah. We had sold out other projects. It's just the giz was the one that brought us a lot of recognition. Okay. So where I wasn't happy, other people was, and people got settled. Mm-hmm. And then guys that didn't have wives started getting wives. And it just got crazy inside the camp. So I had to take myself away from that.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
So how do you remove yourself from, because I think we talked before the show, he's like, man, he didn't even have my phone number in his phone number. I was a little offended.
Now I got a raggedy phone. My wife, I got my phone messed up. It done crazy. I know what I told you. I said the phone erased all the good people number, and all the numbers I got is all the devils.
All the devils.
That's crazy. Cause look, everybody want to go for the ride, but nobody want to sit there long enough and wait for the tow truck to come.
You better bet.
If it break down, nobody want. I got somebody come get me.
Let me say this: if Dana Dane or Mitch Cradle called me, I would sit on the set all day. And why I mentioned them two names is because when I came home, that's who I was chasing. Yeah, okay. That's who everybody was talking about.
Right.
Dana Dane and Mitch Cradle. Right. I thought Mitch Cradle was a drug dealer. So don't that y'all sound like a drug dealer name? I mean, girls was calling me, man, you better get like Hollywood like Mitch Cradle. Oh, man. I said, who the fuck is Mitch Cradle? This might be a new nigga on the block, because I ain't never heard of him.
What a second, man. Mitch Cradle is a retired police officer.
Yeah. Shout out to Mitch, man. You know, Mitch and I
told him.
Look, Mitch and I actually 51-year-old friends.
Wow.
Off of W Street. No, serious. You know, people say they friend. Serious 51. He was my first friend on W Street Southeast. 51 years.
Man, I thought Mitch was a drug dealer. Yeah. Man. Girl called me like, you home? You better get up with Mitch in there.
Yeah.
I'm saying, Mitch, that's my man. I ain't never heard that. Where you from? Uptown? I'm saying he gotta get this love. And then they talking about Dana Dane.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
yeah.
Who is Dana Dane? I gotta meet these people.
And she got an awesome name.
And that's what started the okay, now that's who I'm looking at.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? People. And I told Mitch that, I said, man, I would never thought you was a police.
Yeah.
Because of responsible people calling me and saying, like, this who you need to be looking at.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow. And I tell Dana the same story since, but you know, like I said, going back to that day after selling out, you know, of course the phone was off the hook, and I didn't want that attention then. Because I was looking for the attention before, because I thought it was a great idea I thought once I told you, you should know it's a great idea. Go, The Wizard of Oz. Like, I don't think that's a brilliant idea. I think all of us thought it, we just didn't think about doing it. I think we all look at stuff and say, man, you know, if you do this that way, you know, if anybody's seen the movie, they say, well, if I would have done it this way. Right. And that's all I did. I was like, I would have done it this way. And that how it happened. So after that, like I said, I cried and I watched my crew tear up. I watched people get big headed. You know what I'm saying? And I was really still ready to grind. And in business, I would give everybody a piece of advice in business: go with your heart. Because I didn't want to come back with nothing but the giz. But let me tell you this, let me get in this routine. Someone in my camp that I hired was with me. And I want to say her name bad, but I know my PR people won't be mad at me.
No, we didn't about.
Yeah. She, what happened with the giz was she called the Wiz people and told them, and they put a cease and desist on us in Virginia, and they sued us.
And that was when you was gonna go down to Richmond.
And I had to cancel the show. Well, I shouldn't have canceled the show, but it's a thing they call kahunas, and people that's from the street call balls. Yeah. So I had a partner at the time that didn't have balls, and I'm not talking about it, but he just don't have balls. And I told him, and again I said, this sounds like I'm being bullied. Yeah. Right? But at the time, I put in my copyright paper. Anybody know when you copyright something that it takes a long time to come back. Right. But let's talk about, fast forward, what I didn't know. Because it was the Wizard of Oz, it took longer. Yeah. So I told him I felt like we was being bullied, so I canceled the show because I'm going on his advice. If I'm with you two and y'all say this is what I do, I don't act. So if you act and you tell me this one to do, I'm gonna trust you because I seen you act, I seen you sing. Right. So I'm gonna trust you. Don't give me information that you don't know. Exactly. So I tell him, I say, I feel like it's bully. He say, nah, this will happen. It's gonna be a problem, right? And then a year later, I had another play that I copyrighted. Now these people sue us. So they sued us, and we owe them money, right? I goes down to get a copyrighted paper for something else that I've all wrote. Well, Chocolate City Records, another logo thing. Chocolate City Records. And when I got there, she said, because they know me in the copy, I won't even let them mail it. I love walking. I love this game so much that I will walk places, right, just to handle business. When I could get it on the email. But I'm such a corner guy that I'm going there. I'm a walk. I'm a ground person. So she said, "Do you want your giz copyright?" I said, "What, the giz?" She said, "Yeah, we got it right here." So I sit down and tell the lady, and I said, "I got sued for this." She said, "No, you shouldn't have." She said, "We the big agency. Tell them come see us." She said, "Your play is totally different from anything." She said, "They do not own the rights of the animals because that is 100 year. They've been like 100 year. I forgot the name, but they said it was that you could use the Wizard of Oz characters. Right. But you know what was different?
Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and all.
Right. But what was different from mine was I had a Tin Woman. I didn't have a Tin.
You didn't have a man. Right.
I didn't have a man, and then I didn't have the dog. Right. I had WB. Right. Which was the late Tony Reyes. You know. Yeah. You know. God bless him. And they told me, she said, we went over this several times because that's why it took so long. She said, "No, you can do this anytime you want." As soon as I saw that, because me and Vernon was broke up, he don't even know we was done by then. Yeah. I went straight to the internet. I hit them people.
We ready to rock.
Oh, we done.
Yeah.
Them people said, "Well, show me your copyright papers." Oh, I said that serious number to him real quick. Whoa, I ain't heard nothing since then. It's over with. Yeah. And that's when I said it again. Yeah. And Live Nation went with me again because I didn't sign my contract with MGM. Let's let people know that too. I signed my contract with Live Nation. So now I have, you know, my resume says Live Nation on it. So it's nowhere I can go in the Live Nation won't be recognized on my resume.
And you know what's crazy about it is, if you had changed it, let's hypothetically say you didn't say the Giz. Let's say you twisted and say Zig.
Right.
And you did the exact same thing with the characters and all of that.
Right.
You'd have heard nothing.
Right.
But because the Giz and the Wiz sound so much alike, and then you bring in those characters, people's mindset going to, oh, is there any type of copyright infringement?
No, that was somebody on my team. That was a woman on my team. Because she didn't do good business, and as a businessman, if you take your business personal, you're gonna lose. But as business, I had to let her go. You goofed up.
Yeah.
You goofed up on one of the biggest days of, I'm on Fox 5.
Yeah.
And people don't know, they don't know, but I know and we know. You goofed up on Fox 5. And then you got folks calling me thinking I'm using their name.
Yeah, that's crazy.
When that was your job to make sure everything was covered.
Yeah, that's crazy. So let me ask you this question, because I had a question about it. One of the things, in terms of travel, I love the scene with the kids.
Right.
Man, I mean, they rock, they bought it, and and you can see a lot of parents were happy that their children was in such a major production.
Right.
If you had taken it down to Richmond,
Right.
how would the kids? How does that part play in bringing the kids down? Because you had a lot of kids.
Well, we had
But you had done an audition for kids in Richmond?
Nah.
So you kept the same?
We kept saying we had made a little money then, and then we had our investors were paid. So what people understand, the first show paid all the investors. So the second show was all our money.
Right.
Like we had already took care of Virginia.
Yeah.
So anything when we just sold out Virginia, it was over. Man, I was on drug dealer status again. I would have showed out. You hear me? So we had paid all the investors from the first show. Now, what my city don't understand, we showed so much respect to Chuck Brown because we did it on a Sunday. We could have did it. We had the MGM for Saturday and Sunday. And that's a whole nother story. We had the MGM for Saturday and Sunday. We didn't have it one day. We had it for the whole weekend. But I did not do the Giz because it was Chuck Brown Day that day.
Respect, major respect.
That was respect. But I'm gonna ask y'all, I'm gonna tell you like this. We lost over $250,000.
Because you didn't do it.
Because we didn't do it. Because our tickets was higher than $180.
Yes, sir. I know that.
And MGM told us that y'all need to open up that y'all will sell out 3 more shows by just their numbers. Our numbers were high. Our social media, the website numbers, we had beat Bruno Mars that year. We was third highest in that whole quarter. The Giz was by the traffic towards the internet for the MGM and WPGC. We broke numbers at WPGC. We broke numbers, and I can say it now because WPGC, they people watch this stuff. The white guy said, Lovail, we want to study you. We have never seen this much traction. The Giz had made a hell of a track. We just sold out. We could have made $1 million with the Giz if we would have did. If we would have did 4 days, we'd have easy topped $1 million.
Let's talk on, so that's one of your projects. That's just one. You got a whole list of accomplishments on that flyer. Let's talk about the other plays that you did. The Golden Girls, and you can run them down.
Yeah, we did What Your Man Won't Do.
Yeah.
We done Confession of a Side Chick. We done The Golden Girls. We done, the first one was, that's when I first met Vernon. It was at Bowie Town Center. Somebody tell me, and help me with that, what the first one was. And we sold out every play. We sold out almost every play. We didn't sell out the Lincoln. And that's when I had a problem because...
Was that the one with What Your Man Won't Do?
That was Confession of a Side Chick.
Confession of a Side Chick.
And well, you can say we did. Lincoln holds 1,200 people. We did 2 shows. We brought in 1,300, but we had 2 shows, so it supposed to have been 24.
Right.
So we really sold out a show, but we was really being greedy. And A Stranger in My House, thank you. Thanks, that's my director. Thank you. Stranger in My House. So we sold about 1,300 people, which still was good, but if we would have waited and been patient and not been greedy, If we would have waited just a month, we'd have sold both shows out. So, you know, being greedy and you know, chasing the dollar sometimes don't give you the best decisions. And when people don't have money, they tend to chase it. Because I came from money and made money, I don't chase it. Because I know if I take my time, I'm not gonna slip up, and I know that, you know, things come to those who wait.
Yeah, but they also say you need to strike while the iron's hot too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's why we can understand, let's go ahead and push it and see what we can come up with. And in that regard, you're gonna take what they would call a mild loss.
Well, I could tell you the problem that happened with my partner was, when the iron was hot, I wanted to come back with the Giz.
Right.
Because you have a partner, and this another thing happens in DC business, and where we don't grow is because Lovail had a baby, and it was the Giz. Lovail baby was successful. So Vernon has a baby called Confession of a Side Chick. Instead of saying put that aside, let's go with the Giz, I had to please him to do Confession of a Side Chick, and we didn't do
well. You
right
with the other one.
Right.
We would have done. When we came back with the Giz, we'd have killed them.
Right, because it's the same production that coming from the same production.
Or Chocolate City Records, because we got another go-go. We got another go-go play, and I let two people that I trust at the time that I was dealing with. One was Crystal Gibson and Lisa on here, Renee. Crystal Gibson, she does UMC. She done the Double Cross.
Okay, yeah, right.
So I let her read, you know, Chocolate City Records, and she called me right back, and she wanted to invest in Chocolate City Records. She loved that, but she came to the Giz. She said that was way better. She said that was way better than. She said it's way better than the Giz. And she was like, I want this West. I want to work with you on this one.
Right.
And these facts, because he give up.
Right.
I want to work with you on that one. So Chocolate City Records is the banker. We haven't even brought that out yet.
So you got stuff hidden in your
Oh
pocket.
man, I got killers.
Okay, so
I got killers.
we got 10 minutes left, so I want to talk about some of this other stuff you got going. So you got the doctors. All right, I'm gonna run them down so you can spit on. You got the doctors. You mentor kids. What people don't know, outside of his children, he mentor problem youth.
Yeah.
That's in the street. Okay, and also I want you to speak on the fact that this Black Broadway thing, like, help people understand what that is, because that's yours, baby, too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So the doctors thing is really phenomenal. This is one thing. When I was in prison talking to Saladin, I'll try to get to y'all quick. He knew that I knew I could burn up. He asked me. He said, "What you want to do when you go home?" I said, "I just want to fuck DC up." I said, "I've never done it. I've always been in the shadows, like." I've been doing my thing, and I stayed back though. I was with Genghis, all the celebrities y'all know, all the big guys in the city. They know who I am, but I always stayed back because I never wanted to get my head knocked off. I didn't want to get robbed, so I didn't want to go to jail. So I let them have that, and I stayed back. So I never showed no one my talents and my thinking. Genghis knew because me and Genghis done some things, and he knew I was talented. So. Trey Chaney, he knew.
Shout out to Trey.
Snoop from The Wire, she knew. Idris Elba, he knew. Okay. He was a DJ at one of my parties. That I'm telling you real facts. But I always was very creative, so I sat back, right? So when Saladin asked what I want to do, I said I want to fuck DC up, and we're gonna do it with the Giz. I said once I fuck DC up, I'm done. I just want to do it one time, show them who I am, and leave it alone. I didn't know other things were gonna happen. So. Facebook I love Facebook to death. And what people don't understand is people watching you. Facebook is an interview.
Yeah.
Everything I've received right now is because of my resume in the streets, and people know I'm solid. But Facebook have introduced me to people that I would have never met. Because back in the day, I could have been with the Section 8 mobs and all these guys and people from Atlanta, and when things were popping. But when you had dudes blocking you and people can't get to you because we didn't have social media. So a lot of dudes wanted to get to me, they didn't know how. So now Facebook takes out the middleman.
Right.
So I get a call one night. Every time something successful happened to me, just like the Mayor's Ward, I get late night calls. I answer them calls. I answer calls at 12, 1 o'clock. I'm gonna pick up that phone because it's an opportunity. I get a call from a lady named Dr. Sylvia Traymore. which is the first female impression for Saturday Night Live. She wrote for and no such thing. Y'all can look her up. Hi, Sylvia was watching. She called and said, Dr. Lovail. And I didn't. And she was like, hey, I'm a part of association. She said, I just nominated you to be a doctor. And she said, honorary doctor. I didn't even know what it was. I said, what? And then I don't think I heard it was doctor. I heard doctor.
Yeah.
And when I heard doctor, my wife was looking in the bed. I was like, doctor. I thought about Dr. Dre. I thought about Dr. Martin Luther King. You hear me? Every doctor I know, that's a good doctor.
Yes, right.
You hear me? Dr. Pepper. I'm like, hey. I said doctor sounds straight. You hear me?
Hey, man.
I'm one doctor. But before that, let me stop. The prestigious thing was I'm gonna be in Shitty Bowl wall inside the picture. Mr. Ali, you know, they say they want to put us on the wall. Yeah. So that was the first biggest thing. I was like, oh my God. But when the doctor came, she told me to put in a resume, and I had to pay a lady $400 to write up my resume. And I sent all this stuff in, and it took about 6-7 months. I didn't hear nothing back. And then I get a call from a guy named Dr. Mays. Very distinguished voice, and he said, I don't usually call the folks, but everybody, my board members, which was like 13 people, he said, my board member said that I need to talk to you. And we sat down and had a conversation, and once I told him my story, man, I just didn't get the doctor's degree. And I don't tell people a lot of things because I love Allah so much. And one thing he said was, if you talk about what you have done, then you will not be blessed. And I don't know a lot of scriptures, but that one I remember because I was arrogant. I talk stuff. I'll tell you what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that was always scared me. So I won more. I won the President Award. I won the Heisman Award in the doctors. It was like 40 people that graduated. And I was the last one to come out, and them people before me, they was upset because they was waiting years to get the honor that I got. And I don't know, because I'm just a street guy. And the other third, they gave me hell. Lisa, no, we got it filmed and everything. The people gave me hell that was graduating. But then once I spoke and gave it wasn't a dry eye in the room. Everybody was crying because I wrote the speech and God brought it to me 6 o'clock that morning. I did not have my speech written till 6 o'clock that morning. And God woke me up and he said, your word is your bond. And that's what I wrote.
Speak on it.
I wrote from my mother to the time we was dead. Word is my bond. And that's real shit.
That's what's happening. Shout out to Miss Lola. Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed, man.
So chop it up a little bit on why did you get into the mentor piece?
The mentor piece, like I was getting saying, I could say God is the best, man. I couldn't get a job. A lot of people don't want me on the scene because I'm an honest guy. So in this political world of Washington, D.C., I was exposed to false. I'm not going to do nothing false. You know what I'm saying? I thought I should have had a job. I thought I was a good guy. I had a hell of a resume. And it took a guy named BJ Page that's from Maryland.
Shout out to BJ. I just called BJ earlier today.
Man, I got so much respect for this young brother.
Yes.
He called me and I told him, I said, I can't get a job. I said, man, I got to help my wife. The Giz money's gone down. I had to pay everybody. And he hooked me up with a person. They did their street credit check. I got a job off of street credit.
Right.
And I'm talking about no application, nothing at first. And once they did the street credit test, they called me and said, you got a job. And they gave me a job on what I do. I mentor you anyway for free.
Right.
So once they told me I could get paid for that, it was like a no-brainer. I want to be in. And I was excited because it's what I do. Yeah. So, and that's how I got the job with the credible messages of getting a yacht program.
Yeah. So now run it down for me about Black Broadway.
All right, this is how DC Black Broadway started. I've never been a guy that liked my name to be the only person. If I was raised off organization. I was raised off the streets, and I can't help it if guys went to college and it's an individual thing. I wasn't raised that way. Right. I was raised in a building, 5202. I was raised in a building where we was all hungry, and we stuck together. And it wasn't about Lovail Long. It was about the crew, the team. So it burnt me up, and I'm not gonna lie to you. It burnt me up to see one title names like Mitch Cradle Presents or Vernon Williams Presents, or all these people just one name, right? And I didn't want no parts of it because I had a team behind me. I had people with me, and I don't want all the credit because it takes a team. And I went with Vernon Williams Present because I worked for him first. I worked for him, and then I got on. After he saw how hard I go, that's when he said you can add Lovail Long. I never felt comfortable with Vernon Williams and Lovail Long Presents. I didn't feel comfortable with it. Right. So I went to U Street one day. I always loved Broadway from New York. I was always a Broadway guy. And then when I went up U Street and I talked to the Lincoln Theater, and I heard about Black Broadway at the Lincoln Theater, and the Lincoln Theater didn't have no black plays then. And I was like, man, we DC Black Broadway. And I fought with Vernon for a couple of months to get him changed to DC Black Broadway because I say it's a team effort. We should not be that selfish to say it's just not me and you doing this. We got a team behind us. Right. And DC Black Broadway, it stuck with me because of the swag. Then I started thinking about tuxedos. Then I started thinking about the girls with the big, and the dream just started coming to me. And I started saying, I'm DC Black Broadway. And at the end of the day, once Vernon got out of the way, it's DC Black Broadway for life. Yeah. And a lot of people want me to change black, but I kept on telling them, black is big. Keep the word black. Black is going to be hot one day. And look today, black is hot. Yeah. So when I picked the name out that no one, when you say DC Black Broadway, I don't care who it is, it's doing stage play, DC Black Broadway is going to stick out just because of the name. Right. Everybody knows Broadway. It made sense. Everybody knows DC Black Broadway. It's just like saying go-go and mumbo sauce.
And you know, that's a utilitarian perspective, the greater good for the greater number of people, instead of having this egotistical dynamic going on about, man, that just shows, it really denotes to who you are and your upbringing and things of that nature, because that's incredible. Now, anybody can come and become a part of DC Black Broadway, and it's not about one face, one person getting any bigger. Like I want to say, no big eyes or little eyes and all that stuff in it. So,
and I can't do it by myself. That's just true. It's a lot of smart people, and I try to fill myself with smart people. And then when you with smart people, like I saw his post, if you with 9 smart people, you become the 10th one.
Yes, indeed. all day long.
So I'm smart enough to know that. They be like, Lovail Long is brilliant. Nah, Lovail Long is around some brilliant people.
You know what's crazy about that? Because I tell people all the time, the president is not the smartest person in the United States.
Exactly.
They should be intelligent enough to have smart people around them to make them look good. But as far as your talent is concerned, Mom said, son, you was a gift holding that big glass bottle of milk only a couple of weeks. That was your talent then.
Yeah.
So she recognized a couple of weeks old into this thing. My baby talented.
Yeah.
Hold that bottle, baby.
We appreciate you, Mom. We appreciate you. Got a great king right here, man. This man been keeping it a bean with me for a long time.
Yeah, man.
I mean that.
And shout out to Lisa Renee too, man. You know,
she's my director. Stage plays. She's
man,
she got some work to do.
Let me tell you something, man. I went on an audition with her, and we didn't know each other.
She mean.
And let me tell you, we did a thing together. And the people literally looked at us was like, y'all know each other? I said, no, I never met her before. Yeah. But our chemistry, she mean with it, man.
Yeah, that's how
Shout out to Lisa that she mean with it.
I couldn't see nobody else being a director with DC Black Broadway because she always held a standard. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I just sit back and look at her and I be like, wow. Yeah. Like, man. And then Angela Washington, you know, that's my ride or die. Shorty is off the chain. So, you know, Salahuddin, you know. Yeah. So the team is there, like I said, and I'm still adding team, and I got a lot of big things coming up. I just haven't put them out there so much stuff.
Let me ask you this, because I saw some, you know, I do a little Google searches and stuff like that, right?
Right.
April the 17th and 18th, 2021? Is this supposed to be something with the Giz?
Yeah, right now we might have to switch that to October.
Well, it doesn't matter when we switch it, but throw it out there.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, the Giz will be at the Warner Theater. It's already booked with Live Nation April 2021 at the Warner Theater. But we might have to switch that to October. And we might have to switch the play because I got something signed, which I'm going to show these guys later, and I will announce it later once I finish writing it. But we might have to switch it up with another go-go play, and I think this go-go play is going to set. I think we'll be able to. The people from Tony is going to give some calls. This is a true story, a true go-go story, and this one is me. And I just picked up my Mayor's Award today. That thing told me.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So like a lot of things is going on. I think I'll mention it and I'm gonna talk about it later. But I do have my own studio now. I'm partnering with a guy that has his own studio. I have 100% creative rights. Man, we got everything. We got cameras. We got control room booth. I got an office. I'm about to show y'all. Man, I'm on the chain now. I got a guy that set me up.
Hey, we gonna have to get you back on here.
Yeah, I told y'all there wasn't gonna be enough time.
But we gotta get you back just to talk.
Let me tell you why I was excited though, because I never did a show with 2 men. So I said, God, 'cause you know women can talk. I like talk like that. But you know women can talk, and with you 2 guys going, I was saying like I ain't been on there yet. I'm looking like, cause everybody say they're not looking, but they looking. I'm like, man, well they had another guest.
Hey, look,
man, when I'm gonna get, when he called, I knew it was about. I said, Men's Corner. That's what I did. I called Dana. Dana. What's up, Dana? I called Dana. I said, Dana, they called me. She said, I'm gonna watch this one. Cause I'm still excited, man. I can't believe the things, just the day I had today and running rap. I still can't believe the things that's happening for me, so.
Yeah, we were definitely, you welcome anytime. Let me start there. We ran out of time. I told y'all there wasn't gonna be enough time today. I already knew this brother. We can talk for an hour just about car fetish.
Yeah.
And we talk about, it was a whole list of things on the flyer that we could talk hours about. Like the brother had some things, he done been through a lot, he done seen a lot, and he doing a lot. And like I said, man, you're welcome anytime. You got the number, you put me on speed dial, something coming down the pipe, let's advertising.
And let me say that I got my trademark, so y'all, when this COVID is over, we got the Mumbo Fest, the Mumbo Sauce Festival coming. It's mine, it's my name, trademark, the Mumbo Sauce Festival is coming.
Okay, the Mumbo Sauce coming.
Hey,
the fest.
Hey, you one of the best that did this thing,
it's
man.
coming.
Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to you, brother. And again, always at 6 a.m. You're always welcome to the Men's Corner, man. It's a home for you. Next project, we gonna be right here. We know you probably gonna go to. You might not go to Fox 5 to give them an interview right on the break. You may come on, go to Channel 9. But after you get finished them, come on over and slide on over to us. Slide to the Men's Corner, baby.
Yeah,
I got you.
So we got a lot that we either left out of there, and we gonna bring it to y'all, man. But it's coming. This brother coming back on the show for sure, and appreciate you.
Yes,
I appreciate y'all, man. I had a great time, man.
So thank you so much for
crying, laughing. Tell them about the ass whoops I got y'all too much.
No, but you know the interesting piece was you was gonna let them tears drop when you held them in. I don't know if you hold them in. Also, we cries up in here. But man, thank you so much. We want to thank our family and friends out there. Man, thank you for watching again. We appreciate you. We love you here at the Men's Corner. Go in peace, man, and do everything that you're supposed to do while you're out there and while you're able to do it.
Right. Y'all stay safe, man. This COVID is back for real. It ain't a game. And part 2 of the Lovail story is coming.
It's coming.